The Stanley Cup Finals. Every season there's a player that comes from under the radar to just blow our minds and blow us away with their performance. Who's it going to be this season? Let's find out, shall we? Welcome back, hockey fans. Welcome in if this is your first time to the channel. I'm Josh. This is the Hockey Flow, and today it's Sunday, June 12th, 2022. Avs Lightning Stanley Cup Finals. It's coming up on Wednesday, so we got some prep work to do. But first, on Today in Hockey, we got to get through headlines. Then we got to get to the IIHF U18 Women's World Championships. We got some games going on right now, as a matter of fact. Then we're going to get into our article deep dive. This is going to be our first step in previewing this Avs Lightning series. We found a wonderful article on ESPN.com going through 10 players that they think are going to be pivotal to this series. Let's see if we agree with them. Maybe we won't, but either way, if you do enjoy the content, take a moment, like the video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. We're just getting started. We're going to keep bringing you videos every day, but you want to make sure you don't miss those, right? But without further ado, let's get right into it, shall we? Headlines! First and foremost, New York Rangers fans, I'm sure you guys are still hurting a little bit from yesterday, but did get some good news today, or at least in my eyes. Vitaly Kravtsov, he is signing with the Rangers and should be coming back next year. I don't know if that means they've repaired fences, if you will, between each other, and he's actually going to play for you guys, or if that just means they have something in the works and they're going to move him. It does look like, though, he does want to play in the United States next year, so good news for the NHL. Hopefully good news for Rangers fans, because I'm a big fan of this young lad. All right, Tampa Bay Lightning, we're going to talk about you guys a bunch in just a moment, but Brayden Point, good news did come out today that he probably will play at some point this series. No pun intended. That's good news, right? He's one of your most impactful players. Haven't had him in a while, and I know he's been trying to come back, and it feels like even Brayden Point at 85% would be better than a lot of players. So fingers crossed he's able to make it for Game 1. All right, IIHF, we got the U18s going on. We do have 2 games going on right now, but earlier in the day, Finland, Canada, excellent game. The Canadians punched their ticket to the gold medal game. Woo! Switzerland did beat Germany 7-3, and then we have the U.S. and Sweden going on right now, and the Czech Republic and Slovakia also going on right now. Be sure to check those out. Maybe we'll cover those tomorrow on the channel. But all right, article of the day, ESPN.com, they released a list, 2022 Stanley Cup Final, the 10 most pivotal players in the Colorado Avalanche versus the Tampa Bay Lightning series. This one's come to us by Kristen Shilton, and she does an excellent job, always does. Love reading her stuff, so thank you for bringing this one. But I thought this would be fun to break down and kind of go through the 10 and give our thoughts, see if we agree with it, right? So first and foremost, we know the stars, and Kristen points that out. She's like, we're not going to talk about the stars, or at least I thought, right? You'll see in a moment we were had the rug pulled out from under us a little bit, but we don't talk about Vasi. We're not going to talk about that. The goaltending situation, Colorado actually got excellent goaltending play against the Oilers out of Francois and Kemper. That is going to be a storyline moving into it, which goalie does start, but overall both teams are in great shape goaltending-wise, so we're not going to address that. But these are the 10 players that Kristen says are going to be pivotal in this series. First and foremost, Anthony Cirelli, center for the Lightning. And I tell you what, if you've been watching the Lightning all season, you will absolutely agree with this. Anthony Cirelli has filled in for Brayden Point first and foremost now, but all season long, he's been their best defensive centerman. He just really has on the penalty kill. He just shuts it down, and he's a big reason why their penalty kill has been so good and so effective. Anthony Cirelli, I agree with that one. All right, moving on to number 2. This is Jesse Compher's brother, JT Compher, but we know him around here as Jesse Compher's brother, absolutely. But no, I kid. JT Compher, excellent player. Now, this kind of goes along with the previous player, Cirelli. Compher's going to have to fill in, right? Kadri, sounds like him and Cogliano may be ready, but maybe not too. I mean, you're battling broken fingers, broken thumb. So Compher's going to have to show up, and he did have a nice end of the series, had a couple goals at the end there. I think it was like 5 in his last 6 games, something like that. Correct me in the comments. I know you will, absolutely, please do. But I absolutely agree. JT Compher, he's definitely going to be pivotal. They really depend on their depth, right? And their depth has stood out. And watching them play the Oilers, that was all I could think was, man, top to bottom, that lineup is fast, is strong, is physical. They get the job done, right? Good decision making. Now, JT Compher, he's not going to blow you away, absolutely, but that's not the point of this, right? This is supposed to be, we're going to find those diamonds in the rough, the under the radar players that don't necessarily get that fanfare, right? Now, Erik Johnson, this is a little bit different. So he's on the older end of the spectrum age-wise. I think he's 34 now, but man, I remember him getting picked first overall by the Blues, and He was one of my favorites and still is, and he had an excellent season this year. And Kristen points out that he is the longest tenured Av, but he's still playing great, partnered with Bo Burnham on that back line, and they've been very, very strong defensively. He even had a goal last series too. So she fully expects Erik Johnson to be a pivotal player in this series, and I agree. I think he might fall down a little bit. Like, we probably won't talk about him at all unless he scores or anything like that. But even defensively, Bo Burnham has been playing Bo Byram, has been playing so well that you kind of forget about Erik Johnson in the shuffle. But I think Erik Johnson, excellent choice as well. He is pivotal. Now this one's great. Artturi Lehkonen. Now he actually scores the game winner, right, to beat the Oilers. I'm still sad. Was that a high stick? Let me know in the comments, Oilers fans. I'm sure you're going to say it is. In all fairness, it looked like it was right on there. I mean, we got Kaharski to cuss, so that was great. But Artturi Lehkonen, he's just Mr. Versatility. With the Haps in Montreal, he was Mr. Defensive. He did everything, killed the penalties, and he's still doing that with the Avs. But then he got placed on the second line. Now he's the skater with Rantanen and with Kadri. So if Kadri comes back and Lehkonen fills in that slot, or else he slides down, either way, he's been having an excellent postseason. I absolutely agree. He is pivotal to the Avalanche in this series. Nathan MacKinnon. Okay, so this is where I kind of threw my hands up. I'm like, wait a second, we said no stars, right? And I agree, no stars. But essentially, the point she makes here with Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar is they're unavoidable, right? Nathan MacKinnon, he's unavoidable. This is his time. This is his Stanley Cup. We just talked about a few days ago how competitive he is on the channel. We went through and broke down Nikita Kucherov yesterday on the channel. I'll go ahead and leave the link down in the description for you guys, but that was really fun, and a lot of legends talked about his tenacity and all that, and that's what I think about with Nathan MacKinnon too, is his competitive fire. He's not going to let the Avalanche win, so it's unavoidable. Nathan MacKinnon is pivotal in this series. He's going to be someone we talk about. And Cale Makar, same thing. He is the X factor, maybe in the entire NHL in so many ways, because of the position he plays, combined with his skill level, his hockey IQ, just everything. He is, I dare say, he's a top 3 player in the NHL right now. So I as much as we don't want to talk about stars, I get it, Kristen. You're forgiven. We'll squeeze these two in here. And spoiler alert, last one on the list, Ryan McDonough. So this one's great. The Lightning fans, you're very familiar with him. And the coach John Cooper called him the team's warrior. The team's warrior. And that mentality is important. He talked about how in the last series, he comes out for a 5-minute stretch, and he could have just ended the game, right? He could have came back, kind of sat in the locker room, but he came back, came out on the bench, and that lifted the team up to score the winning goal. It's just great stuff, right? So Ryan McDonough, Lightning fan, you'll have to let me know. Do you agree? Do you think he's a pivotal player in this series for the Lightning, or is he just going to be one of your rock steadies in the back? Now, this one's great. I think this is the poster child of pivotal players in this series. Andrei Palat, my goodness, I'm just such a huge fan of all the things he does. He does everything well, right? He does. He's on that top line right now with Stamkos and Kucherov, and he is just doing the dirty work. He's making the right plays. He essentially is the Lehkonen of the Bolts, and to be honest, I kind of want to flip that. I kind of want to say Lehkonen is the Palat of the Avalanche in a lot of ways, except Lehkonen's not on the top line, right? Palat's playing on that top line with Stamkos and Kucherov. He does everything. In a lot of ways, I feel like he's the glue that kind of holds that team together, or at least that top line. But let me know in the comments, Lightning fan, is Palat your guy right now? All right, Mikhail Sergachev. I'm a huge fan of Mikhail Sergachev. The Haps, I think you guys... You let a good one go. That's all I'll say. But the article talks about how he's the Lightning sneak attack, and he showed it last series. Comes up and ends up with a goal and assist. I think he got credited for 2 goals. But he does everything really well, and we'd probably talk about him a lot more if there wasn't a Victor Hedman playing in front of him, and a Ryan McDonough. Right? They're all left-handed defensemen. But all right, last but not least, Steven Stamkos, and I like this one. Right? He embodies what the Lightning are right now. He's been through it all. This is their 3rd straight Stanley Cup Final. And he the way he plays is very opportunistic. So Kristen says, again, we don't want to talk about stars, but this one's almost inevitable. Steven Stamkos is going to show up. He's opportunistic. He works hard throughout the entire game, and then is going to pop up when it matters the most. We saw this in Game 6 against the Rangers. Scores 2 goals. Yeah, And his shift to the top line was also pivotal for the Lightning too. I think since Point's been out and he's had to shift back up there, they've been just humming. Good for the Lightning, but tell you what, you run into an Avalanche team that is also humming right now. So let me know in the comments who you think is going to be the most impactful. Who is the X factor for this series? I tell you what, we got a lot to choose from. I think I am going to go Palat. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jesse Compher's brother, be that piece for the Avalanche as well. But again, let me know in the comments. That's going to do it for the video today. Thank you for tuning in on another great edition of Today in Hockey. We got a giveaway going on at the channel. We're on that race to 100 subscribers. So please, if you're not subscribed, take a moment. You made it to the end. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, smash that like button. Once we get to 100 subscribers, we're going to be giving something away hockey related. Could be a jersey, could be an autograph, maybe just a gift card so you can choose something you would like. But we just want to grow the game of hockey, right? We love talking about it, and that's what we do each and every day here at the channel. So thank you so much. Until next time, cheers!